Well, I love baking and I love making cakes, but I love them especially in the Easy Cook because it's just so easy. I'm going to use a Kugelhof tin, one of these beauties, because they make it quicker and just so easy. Okay, bananas. We're going to make a banana cake using just ripe bananas. And so, where am I up to? Well, I have creamed my butter and honey. So that's nice and soft and together. Now you can use sugar if you like, but please do use caster sugar. Or the other alternative, you might like to use brown sugar. That's something that I've seen a couple of my friends use, and that of course gives you a much darker cake. So the honey, of course, goes into the butter very, very quickly. So that's all ready to go. Now in with my 3 eggs, and I'll just whisk those in. There we are. So there we go. So I'll just get those in. Now look, these look a little bit curdled. Please don't worry about that, because that's what happens. That's what happens. And you just do that, and that gets taken up by the flour. And we're just going to then move into the next step, which concerns the banana. Well, this is the banana now. Oh, I've really worked that down, you see. It goes like that, lovely and creamy. Now, there is no cream in bananas. And people somehow think that there is. They're not. That's what happens when you get a ripe banana and you mash it down. And all I've simply done is use a fork. Now, some milk that's been warmed, and in the milk is the bicarb of soda. So that goes in now, and that's, of course, to give our cake lovely lift and rise, and some vanilla essence. Okay, I've used extract there. It's a little bit more intense. It's lovely, actually. So there we go. All I have to do now is just mix that in, and that's ready then to add into our creamed butter and honey. And then it's time, after that, believe it or not, just to put into our dry goods, and we're ready to go. Well, now don't be afraid to use your whisk to get your banana into your creamed butter and sugar. And now it's time to add the dry goods. So, or the dry, well, we call them dry goods, and I suppose that's really what they are. And I must admit that I do like to fold them in, bicarb of soda and, of course, the flour in here. Here we go. There we are. And the thing that I love in here, which helps to keep your banana cake moist, and that's almond meal or ground almonds, you'll hear it spoken as well. So you just put that in and then just fold this in. So it's a bit of a lovely folding action, in and over, in and over. And once you get to start getting going, don't be too afraid to get stuck into it. When we come back, I'll show you how to put it into the Kugelhof tin. Well, here's your Kugelhof tin. Get your mouth around that one. But it's terrific. And look, this is non-stick, but I always just add a little bit of spray oil, and that's just me. But I would recommend that you do that. I would recommend that you use it very simply because, you know, you've got eggs in here and flour, so just make sure you get into that. All right, all we simply do now is put this in, and I'm just going to spoon it in around the side like that. Just move your tin around, and there it is. Now, these are, of course, just beautiful on their own, or you can dress them up as we're going to a little bit, but they're just a terrific afternoon tea cake. They're a morning tea cake. They're just used for everything. And, of course, a couple of variations that you can do with them. I tend not to mess around too much with a cake because, after all, they're just a little bit of scientific know-how involved with cakes. We just move it around like that and spoon it in. Now this cake likes a little bit of a thump because we like to get the air out of it as well. And strangely enough, but it's got the 2 lifting agents in it, so you know it'll take a bit of a thump without too many problems. There we go. Get it all in because you don't want to waste one bit of this beautiful cake. This bit's for me. Yum. Move that around the side like that. And then I want to get rid of this in there. There we are. Here it is. Nice clean bowl or Kugelhof tin. A little, just to get the air bubbles out. And then into our Easy Cook to cook. And how easy can that be? Well, I can see that my cake is nice and brown and ready to go. So let's get it out, just in case. There we are. Lovely. Beautiful. Okay, now I need to let that rest for 5 minutes, really just to sit and cool in the tin. That's what it must do. And I haven't been lax while this has been cooking. I've done my frosting, and I'm going to talk to you about that when we get the cake cooled down enough to do the frosting. Well, now we're just finishing off the frosting of the banana cake. There it is. Beautiful. I've done most of it. I think I've done a good job, don't you? Anyway, it's one of those things that my mother taught me how to do. So this is a lovely frosting based on cream cheese, a little bit of butter and some vanilla essence. And you can put some lemon into there if you like. A little bit of lemon zest is beautiful in there. So there you go. So I think I've got enough on there. Again, I'm putting it down in the well, but that's it. So there you go. Lovely Kugelhof cake, tin, and in it I have made my beautiful banana cake.